So pseudo first order reaction, pseudo means false, means if we are seeing that two components are there in reaction, as it was an esterification reaction, CH3COO C2H5 plus H2O, both of them are participating in the reaction in the same step, same single step. The concentration of both is changing. And what is actually order of reaction? If concentration of the components which are present in the reaction change in concentration of these affect the rate of reaction, then it is known as that order of reaction. But in case of these reactions in which hydrolysis is involved, whether it is hydrolysis of sugar or it is hydrolysis of ester, then in these cases what happens, because the amount of water is to excess than the amount of water required in the reaction, then practically its concentration does not affect the rate of reaction, because already it is present in too much excess. That what concentration of water is present does not affect the reaction. So though it should be, suppose if the reaction rate is given as K, concentration of this is A and this is B, A raised to power 1 and B raised to power 1, it should be, because this also is, its concentration is also changing or affecting the rate of reaction, but it is present in large excess, so whether it is changing or not, it does not affect. So it should be of more than first order, this reaction, but actually it becomes as first order reaction, hence it is called pseudo first order. Or you can say it should be of second order but it is first order, because concentration of this also affects the rate, but because already it is in 2x, so there is no question that it affects the rate of reaction, so it is known as pseudo first order reaction. So for pseudo first order reaction, only thing you need to know is this, that if some of the reactant is present in large excess than the amount of reactant required in the reaction, then that reaction becomes pseudo first order reaction. Okay, this is only about pseudo first order reaction. I hope this is clear now. Pseudo first order reaction is clear? Murtaza? Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, after this, I told you that for first order reaction, we have the formula. Yesterday we had written T is equal to K is equal to 2.303 T log R naught upon R, where R is the concentration left after time T. Okay. Now for gaseous reactions. For gaseous reaction, this formula becomes 2.303 T log of Pi upon Pa. Okay, where Pi is the initial pressure and Pa is the pressure of the reactant after time T. So for reaching, the formula is direct, where Pa is given by 2Pi minus Pt, where Pi is the initial pressure and T is the total pressure of the reaction. But whenever there are gaseous reactants, direct formula is this, but the value of Pa we need to calculate according to the given reaction. So just example we will take that how it is calculated. Formula remains this Pa, and in place of Pa we will write 2Pi minus Pt. For example, for this formula which we have written, let us write the formula one side, that K is equal to 2.303 upon T log of Pi upon Pa, where Pa is equal to 2Pi minus Pt. Okay. Now let us consider a reaction. A gives B plus C. at time t is equal to 0, Pi, this is the initial pressure of component A, and initial pressure of B and C are 0 because when the time t is 0, no product is available. After time t, this becomes partial pressure of A. Pa becomes Pi minus X, and X is the pressure of both the products which are formed. X is the pressure of product B and X is the pressure of product C, and that amount of pressure will be subtracted from the initial pressure of A, because now that much pressure is formed, or you can say the volume of the gas is formed, because whatever volume is there, that will apply pressure. So this after time t, Pa is Pi minus X, and X is the pressure of B and C. So now we will write Pt, total pressure. Total pressure is equal to Pa, that is, we can write as Pi minus X plus X plus X. Okay, this plus this plus this will give the value of Pt, total pressure. So that is equal to Pi plus X Pt, or I can write that X is equal to Pt minus Pi. Okay. Then from this equation we have Pa is equal to Pi minus X. So X from this equation is Pt minus Pi. So let me write it here. Pa is equal to Pi minus Pt minus Pi. Okay, Pt minus Pi, this value I have placed here. So Pa becomes equal to 2Pi minus Pt. So this is obtained what we have written here. So K is equal to 2.303 upon T log Pi upon Pa, where Pa is the total pressure and Pa is equal to Pi minus X, or Pa is equal to 2Pi minus Pt. So whenever such questions will be there, according to the given values, Pa you will require to calculate. Okay, pressure after time T is Pa of, and Pa is Pi minus X, and Px will be calculated with the help of reaction. So this directly cannot be calculated. Direct values are not given in such questions. If any question we will see, you will come to know that how it is calculated. We will do one question based on this, so it will be clear that these all steps are needed to solve these questions. Okay, so this is for gaseous components. Direct formula is this. If reactant and product both are gases, then this formula will be used for first order of reaction. Okay, so dependence of rate of reaction on concentration is this much, which we have discussed. We have discussed rate law, differential rate law, as well as integrated rate law we have discussed. Now two more factors were there affecting rate of reaction. Those were, second factor was temperature, and the third factor was catalyst. Now in short, we have to discuss about both the factors, because the topic of temperature dependence was a long topic till last year, because it has Arrhenius equation and activation energy equation. But now this is not there in your syllabus, so only you should know that how temperature affects the rate of a reaction. Generally, in general sense, temperature increases, so rate also increases. Means temperature has a positive effect on the rate of reaction in general sense. it is observed that just by 10 degree rise in temperature, if any reaction is taking place at a particular temperature and you just increase the temperature of that reaction by just 10 degree, the rate of reaction almost doubles. Whatever was the time taken, just the rate will become double. Half of that time will be taken to complete that reaction if 10 degree rise is done in the temperature. Okay. So now what happens when temperature of a reaction is increased? Definitely, when we said that in most of the reaction, that means if a reaction is already exothermic, then in those reactions, rate of reaction will not be increased by the rise in temperature. So those reactions we leave aside. But even those reactions which are exothermic, for example, burning of something, we know that in those reactions also initially we have to give some heat or some ignition temperature, then only they start becoming spontaneously. So most of the time it is so that temperature increases, so rate of reaction also increases. Even the reaction is exothermic, and if it requires a ignition temperature, then you have to increase the temperature first. Okay. So in case of this, what happens, that suppose a reaction, we consider that H2 plus I2 gives 2HI. Okay, this reaction is taking place with time. Okay, then here there are H2 plus I2, here the product is 2HI. Then this is activation energy. Means this is the energy barrier. Okay, this energy barrier these reactant molecules have to cross to be converted into product. Now this amount of energy, as many molecules of hydrogen and iodine are having this much amount of energy, they will cross this barrier and get converted into product. So what is done by increase of temperature, that this amount of activation energy which is required is provided by the rise in temperature. So the function of temperature to increase the rate of reaction is what? That temperature increases the activation energy of the molecules which are undergoing reaction, and they form activated complex. When activation energy, they have the amount of energy required, they form an activated complex. Activated complex means what? This H combining with I, like this. So activated complex is formed and then they dissociate to form HI molecule. HI and HI, like this. So this much energy is required. So that energy is provided by temperature. So the function, how temperature increases the rate of reaction? Temperature increases the rate of reaction by providing the required activation energy to more number of molecules. So the rate of reaction becomes fast. So this way temperature affects the rate of reaction. Now second factor is catalyst. We know that catalyst is not used up in any reaction. It only increases the rate of reaction. And also one more thing is there about catalyst, that catalyst does not affect the equilibrium. If a reaction is completed to 75% only and 25% remains unreacted, then presence of catalyst cannot change the equilibrium. Then what does it do? That it only increases the rate of reaction. If a reaction is completed in 30 minutes, with the help of catalyst, it may get completed in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. This is the importance of catalyst. But the percentage amount of product obtained by using catalyst is not increased, because equilibrium is attained at the same time, whether we use catalyst or we don't use catalyst. Only we can reduce the time. So if the same reaction we study with the use of catalyst, any reaction we study with the use of catalyst, then what happens? Again, this is the energy barrier which the reactant molecules have to cross. to convert into product. Now with the use of catalyst, what temperature was doing? Temperature was providing the energy to the molecules to cross this energy barrier. Catalyst has an opposite effect. Catalyst decreases the amount of activation energy required. Okay, so the molecules fast are getting converted into product. So the difference is this, that in case of temperature, the activation energy is provided to the molecules to cross the energy barrier, and catalyst decreases the activation energy which is needed. So now because the height of this energy barrier is low, now it is this much only. So more number of molecules easily can pass to the product side, and the product is formed quickly as compared to before. So both of them have different reason to increase the rate of reaction. Temperature increases the rate of reaction by increasing activation energy of the molecules, and catalyst increases the rate of reaction by decreasing the activation energy required by the molecules. So now the molecules will require less energy to cross this energy barrier. These are various factors required, okay, to study the rate of reaction. This is all about the theoretical portion of this chapter. Okay, now let us discuss some questions from this. 1-2 questions we are doing from the book, then I will take you to the questions from last 2-3 years question papers also I have kept, so we will discuss from that. Okay, now this question which I am discussing, though it is from the book, but it has been asked either in 2018 or something. Okay, show that in a first order reaction, time required for completion of 99.9% is 10 times of half-life of the reaction. Though to begin with it is a little difficult question. First come to the other question. First order reaction is found to have a rate constant K is equal to 5.5 into 10 to the power minus 14 seconds. K is equal to 5.5 into 10 to the power minus 14 second inverse. Now sometimes in question it is written that this is a first order reaction, sometimes it is written that the rate constant for a reaction is 5.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 second inverse. Now this second inverse is telling you that it is a first order reaction. Okay, this is a first order reaction because second inverse is a unit of first order reaction. Find the half-life of the reaction. Simple question it is. Half-life for a first order reaction is 0.693 upon K. So you will put the value of K and find the answer. Such questions are also asked sometimes. Okay, now there is a question from your question paper. This is in 2016. For a reaction, 2NH3 gas, platinum, N2 gas plus 3H2 gas. Rate is equal to K. Write the order and molecularity of this reaction. Nothing is given about this reaction. Okay, they have asked only a reaction is given, rate is equal to K. Write the order and molecularity of this reaction. Write the unit of K. Okay, now order and molecularity, two things, and second thing they have asked is unit of K. Now I told you that from your book you have to remember examples given for zero order and first order. Two type of reaction examples are only there in the book. For zero order I told you two equations are given, ammonia, decomposition of ammonia and decomposition of HI, and for first order reaction hydrogenation of alkene and all radioactive decomposition reaction are first order reactions. So this much you will have to remember. So from according to the 2016 question, order of this reaction, zero order. Okay, even you can know from this also rate is equal to K. They have not written NH3 raised to power anything. That means what? NH3 is raised to power 0 and this 0 has made this term equal to 1, and that is why this is here is only written rate is equal to K. It is obvious from this also, but still if you remember it is better for you. That order of this reaction is 0 order. If it is written like this, it's already clear that it is 0 order. Molecularity can be known with the help of reaction itself. Molecularity is to unit of K. A unit of K you have to either you can find directly, or you know that for a 0 order reaction, the whatever is the unit for rate is the unit of 0 order reaction. Moles per liter per second. Mole, liter inverse, second inverse is the unit of K for 0 order. So this is 3 marks question in your question paper. So though easy, if you know the things you can do easily. Okay. Okay, now another question. For a reaction A plus B gives B. This is a question from 2015 year. Okay. For a reaction A plus B gives P. Rate is given by K, A to the power 2 and B. How is the rate of reaction affected if the concentration of A is doubled? How is the rate affected if concentration of A is doubled? So now the new rate, the rate initially was this rate K. If the concentration of A is doubled, rest everything remains unaffected. Then it will be rate becomes, it will become 4 times of the previous rate. Okay. So if this is doubled, rate will become 4 times of the initial rate. This was the initial rate, it becomes 4 times. Okay. What is the overall order of reaction if B is present in large excess? Now what they have asked for the second part, that what is, now if you see this equation, now one part was this, that doubling the rate. Now this is not related to the third part, you omit this. Only this first part was asking if the rate of reaction, how the rate of reaction is affected if concentration of A is doubled. So when it is doubled, so the rate will become 4 times. Now this question is over. Second part, what is the overall order of reaction if B is present in large excess? Now again we have to come to the first part. When B is present at this time, the order of reaction is 2 plus B raised to power 1. Overall rate of reaction is third order. This reaction is third order reaction. Now they are asking, what is the overall order of reaction if B is present in large excess? If B is present in large excess, anything which is present in large excess, its order is always considered 0. This we have seen in pseudo first order reactions. Okay. So if B is present in large excess, then this will not, its power will not be considered, because B raised to power 0 will become 1. So rate of reaction will only be given by order of A, that is second order reaction. Clear? So this was question of 2015. Okay. Now we come to that question which I was talking about. Show that in a first order reaction, in a first order reaction, time required for completion of 99.9% is 10 times of half-life of a reaction. Means if the half-life of a first order reaction we talk about, then T half is equal to 0.693 upon K. This is half-life time of a first order reaction. Now they are saying that you have to show that the time required for completion of 99% of a reaction is 10 times the time required for half-life completion. So 99.9% completion. Any reaction is 99.9% complete. That means 0.1% left. If 99.9% it's complete, so the amount of substance left is only 0.1%. So T half is this. Now T 99.9%. Time for this much completion of reaction, time for half completion of reaction is given by 2.303 K. Okay. Then log of 100 upon 0.1. Okay. If I don't write this, I will write R0, R0 upon R, where R is the amount left after time T. So the amount left after time T is 0.1 and initial amount was 100 because we are considering percentage. So I can write this T 99.9 is equal to 2.303 K log of 10 to the power 3. This is equal to 10 to the power 3 is log 10 to the power 3 is 3. So 3 then 3 to 6.909 upon K. T 99.9% is equal to 6.909 upon K. Log 3, we know that log 1 is 10, log 1 is 1, log 2 is 2, log 3 is 3, like this. Because log 10 is 1, so it will be, how to solve this is 3 log 10, like this. So log 10 is 1, so 3 into 1 will become 3. That is why log 1 is 1, log 2 is 2, log 3 is 3. So 6.909 upon K. So the one equation is this, another equation is this, that T half is 0.693 upon K, T 99.9% comes to be 6.909 upon K. Now T 99.9 upon T half is equal to 6.909 upon K into K upon 0.693. That comes 10 times. Okay. So these type of questions are very common questions asked in exam. In this question 99.9% was asked. In some other questions 75% completion of reaction may be asked. Any type of data can be there, but these type of questions are very common ones. Okay, this was question which we have done from your book. Now let us see a question which came in 2015. Same type of question. A first order reaction takes 23.1 minutes for 50% completion. Means 50% completion means T half is equal to 0.693 upon K. So it is given a first order reaction. Because it is written first order reaction, so we have used the formula of T half like this. Otherwise we have another formula for zero order reaction. So a first order reaction takes 23.1 minutes for 50% completion. That means T half is given 23.1. So we can write 23.1 is equal to T half is equal to 0.693 upon K. This is first equation. Calculate the time required for 75% completion of this reaction. 75% complete, that means how much is left? 25%. So we have to keep the reactant which is left, not which is done, completed. Time required. So T 75% will be equal to 2.303 upon K log of 100 upon completed how much? 75%. So left is 25. We will keep R naught upon R, and R leftover is amount of substance left is 25% after time T. Okay, so this will come log 4. Generally in question paper, values of log 2, log 3, log 4 are always given. Okay, so log 4 in question paper also this value had been given. It is given. T 75% is equal to 2.303. Log 4 value is given 0.6021 upon K. This obtained. The same way now we will do. This value is known to us, so we will do T 75% upon T half is equal to T 75% is 2.303 into 0.6021 upon K, and T half is K upon 0.693. K and K cancelled. T half value is also known to us, 23.1. Okay, and then just do the calculation to find the value of T 75%. Time required for 75% completion of this reaction. Okay.